Got it, but let's buy some land and build a family. That's a grown-up flex. And see a black man winning and get so upset. This is generational, inspirational, integrative though. On the rise vertically, working like I ain't made it though. This is for my people. Locker room speeches. Listen while I'm teaching. Nails trying like a kiss. Stole it like I'm Jesus and brought it back like a re-up. Had to demonstrate the blessing for people who couldn't see it. Now we building assets before we splurge our cash. We was talking about the dream, dog. We heard y'all laugh. Now they talking about the team and I heard y'all last. I could never take the credit. I prefer all cash. Look, laughing at the crib cause I done turned into a bank. Probably turned into a mogul before I turned into a saint. Was just a man on his grind and I turned it into great. Turn my struggle into hustle and you know I'm getting paid. Let's go.
What's going on, family? On high. What's going on, family? What's going on, family? This is Dr. Tayler Jacobs of Power Banking Society show. Listen, season 1 was great. It was a bunch of me yelling, teaching, screaming, and preaching. But we wanted to bring a little bit different vibe to the scene, to the table. I didn't want to do it by myself. So one of the biggest things I wanted to focus on was bringing other experts that was within our company on the same page, on the same show, so we can be able to make this thing a little bit live. So to my right, we got iiggie.
What's happening there?
Hey, to the in the back, we got Mogul.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
So we got a little flow of the show. So it's not just going to be set masterclass anymore where it's just like one person. It's literally going to be where you can act. We're going to find a way to make education, business, banking, and finance all make sense. Iggy, tell them how the show going to go.
So basically we got a whole list of things, man. We got this thing segmented out for y'all where we're gonna be breaking down hot topics. We're gonna be breaking down businesses. We're gonna have some conversation about something's going on in the world. Mogul, let them know what's going on, brother.
So we're gonna start off with today's word of the day. Today's word of the day. What the word of the day is going to be a word that we're going to try to use throughout the actual show. Today's word of the day is prattle. Prattle. It's a verb. It means talking for a long period of time with about something insignificant. So today we're going to, like I said, try to use this word throughout the podcast. It's something that you can use throughout your life.
Now, first and foremost, wait a minute.
He said prattle?
No, forget prattle. I thought this was the word of the day that we just say. Not that we had to actually indoctrinate into the freaking show.
Can I get you to use that in a sentence, please, sir?
Yeah. Use prattle in a sentence. How about that? You use prattle in a sentence, and I'll tell you.
I'm a college dropout, sir. I don't know that one.
All right, so prattle could be like, hey, bro, I swear my girl just prattle all the time. I wake up, she prattling. I go to bed, she prattling. I go to the stove, she prattling.
You got some on your heart, Mogul?
Yeah. Like I'm not whatever you prattling about right now. I'm not trying to get in none of your mix and none of your stuff. Proud about you. See, I did that. Yeah. Because we all know Amir's the big prattler.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Okay, well, we got hot topics.
So
hot topics. Yeah. What we got, Amir?
So our first hot topic is the Tubi Super Bowl commercial, the one that had.
Wait. First and foremost, before we even get to the hot topics, what I want to bring back to the table is PBS family, my banker cousins. What's happening?
What's up?
What is going on? I didn't heard through the grapevine they was missing our crazy self.
Hey, but listen, like you said, we back. New look, new feel, new vibes. Hey, y'all get some ones in the chat, man. If y'all liking the set, if y'all liking the new look,
and y'all put some twos in the chat. If y'all tired of Amir switching the camera angle so fast, you're gonna give us epilepsy.
Well, y'all both talking.
No. Well, we no. You anticipating? Wait till you hear the voice, the words come up out of our mouth before you start. We ain't got no insurance to give people dizzy spells.
Yeah, listen, because I'm trying to watch it. The playback over here. My
eyes hurting. If my eyes hurting, and we running the show, we were in the show. I can only imagine what people feel watching the show.
About time we got it back. Y'all missed us. What's up,
Somebody
Riddler?
kidnapped us.
Hey, so here's the deal, y'all. We got some better equipment. We jazzed up the headquarters. We created a couple of different studio sceneries.
Yeah.
It's just a case that y'all get a little tired from one way. The biggest thing y'all already know when it comes to the Power Banking Society, we're just going to be talking about business, banking, finances, wealth, health, family, and all that good stuff. But the most important thing I want you to understand is that you can be the bank. So we talk about these things. We're going to look at businesses, but we want to stretch your mind to think and understand that you can be more. And we got a star-studded lineup of interviewees that are proven that's gonna get in that PBS hot seat out there when it's time. So before we get there, then we got a nice little flow. So versus just hearing me and Iggy just yell at y'all all day, and all night, teaching and preaching and yapping and tapping, we got a cool way that we're going to deliver it in different themes throughout the show. So this next hot topic is where it's going to be hot topics that we can kind of talk about throughout the show. And if y'all got some hot topics that y'all want us to talk about every Tuesday and Thursday live, you can always send us an email. We'll love to be able to look at it. So what's the hot topic?
You did.
All right. So our first hot topic is about the Tubi Super Bowl commercial, the one that kind of had the internet in a chokehold for a little bit, where they took over the screen as the interface, and everybody thought like somebody was like, oh, messing up with the remotes and whatnot. Like, oh, I guess the Super Bowl's over for us. How'd you guys feel about that? Was it great? Was it amazing?
I'm gonna let you go first, bro.
No, I was confused, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. When that Tubi, listen, who all watch YouTube? If you watch YouTube, I mean a Super Bowl, if you was watching a Super Bowl, you know exactly what I am talking about. When that Tubi commercial came on, we were screaming upstairs.
The whole house was messed up
because I thought that somebody was playing with the remote during the Super Bowl. So it screwed me up.
So if y'all don't know exactly what happened with the Tubi commercial, literally they started off with some Fox announcers, and it looked like you were watching the announcers in the game. And then you know how when you clicking and going to different apps on your TV, it looked like somebody had sat on the remote and the app was changing and went to the Tubi app away from the game. Literally everybody was like, yo, who sat on the remote? Who changed the channel? Some people even like they got hacked. I think that commercial was freaking genius, bro. I think it was genius. I can't even. It messed me up.
Why? Because it follows your ACE method.
It follows the ACE method.
So for the people that don't know what the ACE method is, what is this ACE method?
All right, so the ACE formula is literally the fundamental formula of marketing, right? So ACE: attention, conversation, exploitation. So the first thing it caught everybody's attention. Everybody's attention was got when that commercial started. I think called interface interruption refer to that style of commercial. So it got everybody's attention. We were having a conversation about it in the moment. We look on social media now, everybody's having a conversation about it, and their downloads increased. I was trying to find the exact numbers of what the increase was, but I couldn't find it, but they definitely increased. But I do have some information about Tubi that I think is kind of interesting. They're actually owned by Fox, right?
Are they?
Yes, they're owned by Fox. Fox acquired them for about $440 million.
Tubi.
Right? $440 million in 2020 is what they acquired them for. They're currently turning down offers for $2 billion plus because they holding that bad boy. They holding that bad boy. So I think it was a great commercial. I think it was genius, and I'm excited to see what Tubi has to offer. I'm going to be watching closely, paying attention to their marketing because they definitely should shut the Super Bowl down with that one, bro.
It was so the Tubi commercial, bro. It was so. If y'all are watching this show or you're listening to the podcast, go look up the Tubi Super Bowl commercial.
Yes.
They literally made the entire commercial look like you were going to your settings from your own TV, like how you would get to Tubi.
Yes,
it was like a how-to. It was like a how-to video. It was absolutely genius. When I first Iggy likes market pattern interruptions and all of that. Me, it screws me up, especially when I don't plan for it. Dog, it was crazy. And then when it did the little crazy interruption, I was like, what just happened?
It said,
but then the next 2 days, the only thing everyone's been talking about was Tubi.
Yes.
And how bad or genius that commercial was, enough to generate attention and traffic.
Attention, conversation, they exploiting it, man. Like I said, I don't know what exactly what type of shows and different things are on there, but based on their marketing strategy for the Super Bowl, that's big money, that's big dollars for them for the Super Bowl commercials, and they were able to hit big like that. I expect them to have a lot of cool stuff coming, man. That was dope. That was dope. That was dope. That was a good hot topic right there, Mogul. I like that one.
So
What's in there? We got any more hot topics?
Yes, sir. So our next hot topic is actually going to be about Rihanna, the Super Bowl halftime superstar. Came back after I think it was like 6 or 7 years of not putting out any music at all, and performed the entire halftime show while pregnant. How'd y'all feel about that halftime show?
Riri.
All I gotta say is word.
Yeah.
It's a minute,
Yeah.
It better have my money.
All of it.
You better.
Under my umbrella.
Bro, let me tell you something. Look, first of all, I know it's supposed to be business, finance, and banking show. But God doggone it, boy, Riri did her thing. I don't care what nobody say. Riri, we want a repeat. It was amazing.
The whole
Amazing.
halftime performance was done by her. No features.
Pregnant.
Bro,
that's
Baby
the thing
bump.
that people fail to realize. Like dancing and performing, she had to be by 6-7 months.
Listen, she in better shape than me because I would have.
Well, you said she walking, she say, don't let them see me sweat.
Hey, not only that, bro, as far as like she hadn't put out no music, like Mogul said, in about 6-7 years. And not only has she not put out any music, no albums, no videos, she been working on her Fenty beauty line. Fenty.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that Fenty.
You know, so I think it was a great business decision for. I think she actually had more viewers watching the halftime show than watching.
Oh yeah, the Mogul. Don't you got that exact number?
What's those numbers, Mogul?
So it was more people watching the halftime show. Can you turn this back on for me?
Was it more people watching the halftime show or more people watching
the halftime show? It was 118
Correct.
million, 118.7. I'm sorry, million people watching the halftime show rather than watching the actual Super Bowl, where I think it was only 113 million, which is still it's a lot of people.
So 118 million tuned into the halftime show, a little bit over 118 million, and then 113 million. That's what was watching the Super Bowl. Rihanna won, bro. If you ask me, that was a great business move.
Also, she didn't get paid. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, and that's a lot of conversation that we saw online, Jake.
Yeah, but nobody gets paid from a Super Bowl.
NFL don't pay the
NFL doesn't pay the artist per se, but they pay for the work to get done. Like, so they don't pay the artist for their appearance, but they invest and pay for typically all or the majority of the cost of the Super Bowl, because the NFL know they have one of the hugest platforms, if not the largest platform on in the world. So somebody that comes and does a Super Bowl it's halftime show, you're talking about you can revitalize your career.
Yes.
If you get a Super Bowl spot, everybody's sales goes up. And let's talk about that product placement.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the product. Bro, how did you feel about her doing her makeup? Sharon, what's she doing her makeup?
She was walking down the runway like it was a catwalk in the middle of her performance, and then it was real slight.
Just some slight. It was slight.
But they stepped out and they had to touch up her makeup, and they showed the product. Mogul, you got some numbers on the increase in sales too, as far as what she did, right?
So not the increase in sales, but the increase in searches.
Searches,
so
that's what it was.
Fenty Beauty, the cosmetic line that she has, was searched over 833% more after the Super Bowl, which
330% increase.
833.
800. Sheesh,
bro.
She won, bro. She won.
Also, 2 seconds of putting patent makeup on herself.
She won.
Let me ask you this question: did she win with that Fendi? Like, if you didn't know she had a makeup line, like for me, like I didn't go search Fendi makeup when she did that.
Yeah, but 330, 800, almost 900% increase. I think she won, bro. You just missed out.
Man, I'm not in her market.
Yeah, you didn't go search it.
So
I didn't either.
How do you feel about those small little subtle marketing ploys? And does it work for anybody's business, or does it have to be like a certain type of business?
I think it can work for anybody's business. It's all about understanding your market and being able to get that maybe not that many eyeballs at one time, but a large amount of eyeballs on that. Naturally, people will search. I'm a huge believer in subliminal marketing, where it's not a big focus on it, but it makes you question. People if they didn't see exactly what it was, they're more likely on a question, what was she doing right there? What was that? Ask somebody, and then people are talking about it now more. So it's an understanding of, oh, that's what that was. So I think it can work for anybody's business, just making sure that you know your target market, making sure that you understand the product and how you're communicating it, and getting the right amount of eyes on it. But yeah, overall, bro, it's a win, bro. I think it was a win to be able to increase your searches, place your product, get yourself back out there as far as for if you are going to release an album or go on tour or release a new makeup line or product or whatever that is. Plus, she was able to announce that she's expecting another baby as well. So all in all, bro, like she followed the formula to the T. That's
Y'all give her a win because she's a win-win. People asking about her pregnancy.
Yep.
Bad. They're talking good, bad, or indifferent.
Yep.
People searching her makeup.
Yep.
Good, bad, and different. And they're searching when she's got a tour.
And I guarantee you her music streams went
And she
up.
had a trifecta without ever having to say, come purchase my product.
Nope.
God.
So that was like a free funnel. She didn't get paid for the actual event for the performance as far as like upfront cash, but she got paid on that back end, baby.
Yeah. So what do you talk? Let us know what you think about Iggy when it comes to denying upfront pay and talk about the psychology that a lot of entrepreneurs deal with when they can't deny that upfront pay because they want to get paid upfront.
So the biggest thing when it comes to getting paid up front or getting paid on the back end is really understanding what it is that you want. So when we talk about business, you hear people talk about knowing your exit a lot, right? But you got to know exactly what it is that you want. So a lot of times people will take that upfront money. Most times that's going to be an advance or some type of loan or something like that has to be paid back. Oh, and it's probably not going to be as much as you could get on the back end. The back end take longer, and people looking for that money up front and that cash. And they got this amount of deal, but imagine, I think it was Beyonce. It was a performance where Uber was asking her to perform, and instead of taking the money up front, she asked for equity in Uber, a percentage, the same amount she asked for that in shares of Uber, and now she's getting paid on the back because she was able to leverage what she was bringing, her influence, her name, her brand, and be able to negotiate equity or negotiate points on the back end. So now she's going to be able to get paid long term. A lot of people, they focus on that upfront money, and you get lost in that one time, that one hit, that once you get paid, that money in, money out, and you're not seeing them more. Meanwhile, the whatever product or service you provided is going on producing residual or royalties for whoever it is that gave you that money up front, and they making money on the back
end.
Bro,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Till this day, even till today, I do free work.
Yes.
When it comes to me wanting to work with a certain type of person.
Yes.
And that's the piece that a lot of people miss out. Like when the higher level you get, the more you do favors for people.
Yes.
Because you know that those favors are actually currency and actionable. So we got any more hot topics?
We have one. It's about how Apple actually replaced Pepsi as basically the lead advertiser.
I thought that was a gangster move.
I did too.
For Apple to replace Pepsi. You know how long Pepsi in that spot?
I was looking for like the big drink Pepsi commercial, just naturally looking for it,
like,
and didn't see it. Apple, what the NFL saw that one, they needed to replace a big name, replace Pepsi, and they needed to increase their market and their viewership. So with Apple going into the live streaming game, they were able to tap in with that market, bring that awareness, and then also tap into that market, leveraging the halftime performance by Riri to increase that awareness. So I think, from the Tubi commercial to Riri to Fenty to Apple, I think all in all it was good.
Hey, what was it? Apple or was it Twitter that got in trouble for marketing?
I can't even. I didn't hear about that one, bro.
We have to talk about that. Yeah, we'll have to talk about it a little later. But I think people were getting mad. One of them big companies, we'll talk about it another time, got getting like almost beat up in the market because they spent $5 million on an ad when they're about to with pay cuts and firing of staff. So the staff like, y'all could have used that to pay us. And to be honest, I just want to talk about that next time on the show. We'll get the actual name and spend more time on it. But to be honest, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. That's business.
Right.
Just because we're letting people go for a temporary period of time to keep the business alive doesn't mean that we stop marketing and branding. Because if I pay salaries one time at $5 million versus a slot to get 100 million people to see this brand or this commercial, I'm paying you $5 million. Yes, it covered you today, but I forfeited the money that I could have made to make more money so that I can keep you for another year.
Yes.
And this is the piece of business that I feel like people fail to realize. Like, everyone thinks that it's like this game where it's all about being fair and everything should work out fairly. No, a lot of times it has a lot to do with making tough and hard decisions that benefit both you and the staff. But if anything, you need to have something that actually can benefit the company.
Correct.
So that you can benefit the staff and you yourself. So everything, especially as a manager of a business, you gotta be company focused first.
Yes, I agree 100%. And just to add to that, when I talk about this business and people having this assumption and this facade of it being fair, this business world ugly. It's vicious.
It's vicious, dog.
It's really like gang life.
Yes,
that's what you
it is gang life. You on my block?
Yes,
yeah, for sure.
So like when it's business, as long as it's legal, it's pretty much all fair. Because if you out here and you in your business and you're trying to win, in order for you to win, somebody got to lose. Somebody got to lose. So if you're trying to win out here, you can expect that somebody don't lose. And if you're in a situation that you don't win, you're gonna be the loser. And you're gonna have to. That's the balance of the game.
That part I really don't agree though, dog.
Talk to me.
I don't agree. I think that in sports, there's a win-win. And competitions like black and white competitions, they're a win-win. But in business, I think that type of mentality is actually not what keeps us back, like black folks, just people, like small businesses in general, because small businesses need each other to climb to the top. So when I think about, I'm not talking about that fake unity stuff that we see a lot of people portray online for the spirit of, unity, whatever that is. I'm talking about there can be win-win situations, because your finish line may be 10 million, my finish line may be $1 billion, or vice versa, 10 million, $1 billion. Well, in the deal, you may be like, I got over on him, like, we got the most end of the stick. But on his side, he like, man, this is the most money I ever made. I can retire, put somebody in his place. So I think in business, in this world, we got to get out of that mindset that it got to be like one person win or the other person lose. Because y'all know me, I used to think that way all the time. But then when you really start thinking about it, what defines the win? What defines a loss in business? Because we all say, as long as you don't quit, you ain't lost. Yeah, stay in the game. You ain't never got out the game. But when it comes to business, it's like, okay, we're in the same industry. So I gotta know, like, I don't have to. If I got, like, this is how I grew, especially in the insurance game. When I first got started as an entrepreneur in insurance, I made more money by getting other people appointments and just splitting with them 50-50. All I did was I was bird dogging. I would get it, set up the appointment. It was no teaching, no coaching, no training, no class. Set up the appointment. We split 50-50. And a lot of people thought I was crazy because other people keep it 100%. I would have did that policy myself. But in my eyes, everybody winning. I don't have to go do the policies myself. They get to write policies that they probably weren't good at recruiting. I can work on my other developments and still be able to produce more. In every single month, I was top 2, top 3 in production throughout the whole country because I didn't have that somebody got to win, lose mentality.
Somebody still lost. The people you won. The insurance company won, the client won, but the people who wasn't rocking with you, who thought you was crazy, they lost. Somebody still got.
Oh my gosh!
Somebody that's what I was referring to.
He pulled that one out his booty.
Listen. If you don't get on the train, you get left. They get on the train. Everybody got on the train. One though.
Or they chose to get off, so they won based on their choice.
Or they lost based on their choice.
But that still is speculative. Depends on what.
If there's a up, it got to be a down. You can't have everything. Got to equal the opposite.
Mogul, what you think? What's that?
Yeah, Mogul, you got to be the tiebreaker, the mediator. Good, bad, ugly, win.
I always say you don't lose until you get out of stop punching. My mom told me that, but there always has to be a loser. I feel like if I'm gonna win, someone
Somebody
lost,
got
like you
to
said.
lose.
Somebody got to lose. Now it might not be like a
Oh my
a
God.
super.
I mean, I appreciate your
significant
perspective, though,
loss,
and I agree with you.
but somebody has to lose.
Somebody got to.
It's like the other team. But while
Bank
we're
of Cousins. Bank of Cousins. We need to vote in the chat. We need to vote in the chat, Bank of Cousins. We need to vote in the chat. We need to vote in the chat. Question number 1, if you are like me and you agree with that everyone can win, or press the number 2 if you agree with Mogul and Iggy.
They say
somebody
disagree. They said
somebody
no.
gotta have somebody gotta be a
take
loser.
that L, baby.
1, if you agree with me. 2, if you agree with Iggy and Mogul.
They saying disagree. No.
Give me some tools, baby. Give me
There
some
go ones.
tools.
I'm seeing them ones. I'm seeing them ones.
Yeah, there's a 1.
I'm seeing them ones.
All right.
I see a couple.
At least I see a couple.
I see a 3.
I don't know. There's that both.
Yeah.
Oh, they go 1. I don't know how they got 1 and 3. Big stuff.
All
See,
right.
like everyone can win.
But with the winner, there is a loser.
Boy, Khalil talking like he just took the red pill.
Yeah, he did.
Listen, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I don't care what nobody says. Y'all can all agree.
I love you, Jake.
All I gotta say is this: y'all are wrong.
That means somebody got to be right.
In this case,
See what I mean?
in
See
this
what I
case, in this case, y'all are incorrect. Y'all are incorrect.
What we got, Mogul?
Well,
I guess we lost that one.
Since
We got
we're
overruled.
talking about insurance and how we started there, let's talk about how we've actually changed in evolving in the business. Like, what are we doing currently, y'all?
Like you talking about like analyzing our business today?
Yeah, like, so talking about where our business is, where it came from, where we're looking to go. What are some things that we have done that we liked, that we did not like, that we won't ever do again, things like that.
Well, I think where we are as a company today is everything that was planned initially. When the company was started, when it was just me by myself, I never wanted to be in insurance for the rest of my life. It was my start. And I see so many people, when you start making money, our identity gets caught in that career that we're in. And I knew that insurance was just my start, but I felt like God allowed me to be in the insurance industry to teach me the importance of risk management. Because when you're in the insurance game, especially life insurance game, you got to talk about risk. You got to talk about the worst case scenarios happening all the time. So quite frankly, when you think about business, we're only thinking about what's the worst case scenarios and how to hedge against that. And my dream has always been to start an investment company, a private equity firm or a publicly traded investment company, and build one of the largest or the strongest investment companies in the country, not just Black, but amongst anybody. And just to give people like a little story, I actually wanted to go to business school. When I graduated from Wiley College, I applied to Johns Hopkins. I graduated college with a 3.9 GPA, and I applied to go to Johns Hopkins business school. And they told me that they didn't think that my degree was comparable to a Johns Hopkins degree because of rigor, because of how hard it was and whatever the case is with that. So they told me that I had to go to some type of feeder school. It was my intention to actually go straight through school, master's, all the way to get my doctorate in business, finance or something like that, which meant I probably would have been around this age, graduating with my doctorate and actually getting into a legitimate career around this time. I never thought that our companies will be sitting where it is today. But I knew I didn't have the business acumen per se to run investment company. I didn't have accounting. I didn't have those management skills. And when Johns Hopkins told me, they said, young man, we don't believe your rigor of the curriculum is transferable. So you need to go to a feeder school. And a feeder school was nothing but like a predominantly white institution, PWI, that we call them. But these were schools that were considered to be stronger schools, like almost like bounce schools.
Right.
and they told me to do 1 semester there. When they told me to do 1 semester there and reapply. So I went to Texas A&M Commerce. I got a 3.5 GPA my first semester there.
I'm smart.
Huh?
Smart.
And then I reapplied. Well, no, at Texas A&M Commerce, they told me that I couldn't join the business school because I was coming from education.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, dang. But they said if you take education administration, it's like management. You probably can roll over into another, like a business management class or something after we can see your stuff. So everybody was pretty much giving me, you went to an all-black school vibe and you got to prove yourself still. So went to Texas A&M Commerce, got a 3.5 my first semester in grad school. Then I applied back to Johns Hopkins, but they only approved me provisionally. It wasn't even a full approval. It was like, yeah, you can come
a little bit.
Yeah, it was organizational management, and he said you can come and play it just a little bit, but you know you really don't belong. But we're gonna see if you can kind of fit in. And then my first semester there, I got a 3.5, and I just dropped out because at that point I didn't want to be anywhere where I felt like nobody wanted me.
Right.
And so in that moment, y'all, I'm 24, 25. And so I'm like, dang, like I got to learn something somewhere. And I do want to start an investment company. I do want to build a private equity firm. I was familiar with Robert F. Smith. These are people. I looked up to these guys because I wanted to be in the world of finance. I wanted to buy companies. I wanted to grow companies. I wanted to manage companies, but I didn't have the experience. And I got an education degree, you know, in PE, trying to figure out, you know, how I'm gonna do it. And so God put us this company in its own business school. We called it ABS at the time.
Correct.
And you know, we built these companies from scratch. But along the way, I was verbally telling people, not just showing, I was verbally telling people that we will be transitioning this thing to an investment company. What you see today, no matter how much money we make, these are all case studies for us.
Correct.
So that we can be able to prove our system, our structure, our management skills, our weaknesses, our good points. Because in college, I would have had to write articles and do studies on businesses. So the only difference was versus me paying Harvard $1 bajillion to go to the school or Johns Hopkins $1 bajillion. We made millions of dollars.
Correct.
Learning business, mastering these skill sets so that we could get to a point to where when we analyze businesses, we wasn't analyzing businesses from some book. So the route that God took us was actually the best route for us.
Yes.
Because, you know, it just is what it is. So when you're able to prove those case studies, and we have lots of case studies, good, bad, and indifferent. We got some case studies where we made a lot of money, but it damaged the brand a lot. We had some case studies that did really good, but it didn't make as much money, but it was great brand recognition and strengthening, which taught me the tug and pull of learning how not to grow so fast just to make money, but also paying attention to your brand. And so each one of these case studies that people saw as businesses, I saw as products. Like, I just want to get this brand, this product out and see how it represents itself in the marketplace. And then from there, so then where we're at, where we are selling companies now, selling tech companies, those things we don't publicly disclose, but acquiring companies now, it came from me getting rejected and feeling rejected to the point where I was like, if I got to learn business, I'm gonna learn from my own two hands, from my own mistakes. And it just so happened that God made sure my credit was bad and I had nobody to invest in me. So I had to learn business literally with $0, well, $100 on 7 napkins. So that's kind of how we got here. Now we're just in this place, Mowgli, and I'll let Iggy kind of express his sentiments about it. But now we're in a place, Mowgli, where I just now feel at 31 years old, with us revenuing millions of dollars and earning millions of dollars, I'm just now feeling like I finally found my place where I belong in my career in this entrepreneurial world. And I think that's key. That's the key I want everyone to understand. I want everyone to get that you don't have to have everything figured out.
You never will.
And the only thing I cared about was proof of my skill sets. If I learn a skill, I'm gonna start a business and I'm gonna make money doing it. If I learn a skill, I'm gonna make money and I'm gonna learn how to do it. And I'm not going to subjugate myself or my brand to a specific industry because people are used to seeing me in that space. So we came and we conquered the insurance game. Everyone's talking about private banking. Everyone's talking about being your own bank. Everyone's talking about doing these things. And these were not topics that I made up. But all of a sudden, when you understand the formula, you know how to hack a system to get your words, get your product in front of people to now everyone is using the same lingo that started with you. That's what let me know, okay, it's time for us to transition to where we're supposed to be in business. And so that's kind of where we are, you know, no longer doing the transactional thing with education, all the other stuff, but really focusing on growing our enterprise software investment company.
Yeah. All that. When it comes to where we are, man, I can say that I'm truly excited to be here in the space, like you said, acquisitions, acquiring companies, selling companies, looking for technologies and companies that we can make better. But for me, it started kind of similar to you, just going after a skill set, figuring out something that I could do, that I could produce revenue, produce cash flow. The difference is I didn't take the college route. I did like a semester and a half of college and at a community college to be a factual and dropped out. But I always had like this knack and this calling for marketing, to understand marketing, to understand the psychology of marketing, to understand how to take products or services or ideas that I believed in and being able to take them to market or communicate them with a group of people who would want to consume exactly what that product is or who needs a solution that product or service provides. So I dove heavily into marketing to understand the new things that are coming, what trends are going, how people are behaving, so that I understand exactly how to take products, how to communicate products or services with people, and then being able to leverage that when it comes to pay advertising, building funnels, writing ad copy, email marketing, chat bots, content marketing, live streaming, webinars, that like literally a vast group of or vast amount of information that consumed in the marketing that should now be in a place now that really understand the game, and in the game of where we are now in acquisitions and buying and selling, being able to take the skill sets and understanding of marketing and the companies that we're looking at, being able to say, yes, this is a good fit because we can make these tweaks when it comes to marketing, or we can focus maybe on this group of people, on this demographic of people versus that one, to be able to increase profits so that we can increase the revenue and help us out when it comes to businesses and revenue, so we can go out and acquire more businesses, build more businesses, and really be in a place to move forward. Also, not just when it comes to the acquisition side, but we also have the PBS Dollar Club, where literally people are over 1,600, almost 1,700 people right now at the time of this live stream, who are building in a community together, learning skill sets, 230 plus hours of training skill sets of the stuff that we've done, all those case studies that Dr. Jake was talking about, all the business models, all the learning, the understanding from insurance to tech to marketing to building a consulting to real estate, literally everything that you need to be able to develop a skill set to be able to survive in today's world, to be able to move forward. Everybody know you need a business and it's supposed to be online in today's world, or you should have some type of online presence. But how do you do that? What businesses should you be becoming a part of, or what business model should you be looking at? What skill sets does it take to run these businesses? What type of people do you need to have relationships with? And this is what they're getting inside the Dollar Club. So I'm super excited to being able to take what it is I love about marketing and being able to implement it over the years, especially where we are now, being able to start looking at companies and tweaking strategies, developing strategies to help increase revenue and profits, and also help other people learn what that process looks like and what it takes to actually be here. Because again, to two brothers from different walks of life when it comes to the education and the path we took to get here, but skill set being one of the big fundamental things, as well as relationships and understanding how to move forward. And that's where it is we are. That's what it is we represent in the company. And moving forward, a lot of people in the Dollar Club are going to be able to take action, being a part of so many things we have moving forward. So that's kind of my take, my sentiment of where we are, what we're doing with the Bizco firm and the Private Banker Society.
Yeah, I think that was well said. I agree. So we both win.
Yeah.
But what we got? What
they
we got?
weren't listening, they lost.
So now we're going to get into our next segment called Smash or Pass. This segment is basically we're gonna
Smash or pass.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
That wasn't in the show notes. What is smash or pass, dog? We got children.
So smash or pass is basically I'm going to give you guys a couple of topics right now, skill sets on marketing. And we're going to see if you think we should keep them, which is, smash, or if we should discard them or they're not as useful as they might have once been. So you pass them. So we're going to start off with Facebook ads.
You smashing or passing Facebook ads in 2020?
I'm smashing.
You're not scared?
No.
You're not scared?
What Buffett say? He said when they scared, you supposed to go all in.
When he said that?
That ain't exactly how he said it, but that was just
when he said that.
I don't know when, but he said like when other people are afraid, you should be greedy. When they're greedy, you should be afraid.
When he
Google it.
I'm gonna Google it.
Google it. Google.
Well,
So
he said what?
Warren Buffett. He said when other people are afraid, you should be greedy. When other people are greedy, you should be afraid. Tell me now. Come on, this Buffett.
He said it.
He said it. Yeah. He said it. So I'm smashing Facebook ads, and the reason is because so many people are moving away or scared. I won't say moving away, but scared to spend the money on these advertising platforms because we got the updates here with iOS and updates there. But that means that there are less people that are spending money, meaning there's less competition. That means you can get in the marketplace, and especially if you're applying my shoestring ad budget, you can really get into space and dominate and leverage not just Facebook ads, but I would explore TikTok and YouTube and other platforms leveraging the same strategy because people are going into digital space, right? But they're pulling back. But I'm smashing Facebook ads. What about you, bro?
I'm positive. I'm smashing Facebook ads too.
Yes, sir.
The reason why I am is simply because I just like to be in markets where people aren't. Meaning, so like since so many people are pulling back on their marketing because of the recession, they don't know what's going on. That just lets me know that they didn't plan for the worst happening. And anytime you have a business or business managers like we are that plan for the worst, we thrive during these times because this is the only time where we actually have fair value in the marketplace, where our dollars can stretch a little bit further because these advertisement platforms, they need more people because that's where they make money. They get fearful, so they give us more reach. They give us more accounts to kind of see. So I'm very, very positive on Facebook ads during the recession.
Yeah, that's a smash.
That's a smash.
What we got next, Mogul?
All right, so our next one would be radio advertisement.
Radio advertising. You go first, bro. What you got?
I'm a smash pass. I'm a smash. I'm a smash it. It depends on the setup. If the setup is like, welcome to K104 News. We got a quick ad. Hey, welcome. Come to Bizco for like that. That I don't like them ads. But if we were to be able to do an ad campaign with the radio where it was more interview style, like dialogue with the actual person, they actually got our product, they like our product, they cut for our product, so you hear that authenticity. I'm all for any type of press where there's dialogue that can be had. Now if it's just something where it's like quick, we all know like I'm passing on that if it's gonna be that. I'm a pass. So you're opposite. You're a pass. I'm a pass. Okay.
I say that because I do agree with you. The reason that I agree with you is because in that style of content, being on the radio platform, you can always take that content and then be able to leverage it on digital platforms. Correct. And when it comes to marketing and advertising on digital platforms, I'm big on being able to establish credibility up front.
Right.
And people seeing you in those lights with that in that light with that type of content, it automatically establishes credibility for you, especially on platforms like these radio stations that people know of. Especially if you're marketing like local campaigns, local advertising campaigns, and people know that radio station, or if it's a big radio station, maybe like for instance, like people going on the Breakfast Club or different podcasts. That type of content I'm all big for. So I would leverage it like that, not just to, like you said, run ads on a commercial in between songs, but it was more so of a interactive style of advertising with the radio station, so that we can have some dialogue, so I can leverage that content on digital platforms.
Yeah, personally, I'm probably.
We got next, Mogul.
I just want to add to that. I probably would pass because honestly, if we're real, when is the last time you actually listened to the radio? Most people are streaming through their phone, their iPhones, things of that nature, unless they have Sirius XM. But even then, those people are listening to the podcast that's on there. They're not really listening to the radio. So I wouldn't necessarily just go straight through and do radio ads. But that's just me. But the next one would be newspaper advertisement.
I'm going to have to pass, brother. I'm going to have to pass as far as advertising.
Is it now? This is
I already know what you're gonna say.
It's a split. If it's online, I may have to smash it. If it's through distribution, like Paperboy, like I used to do back in the day, I'm gonna pass. Reason why I say it's online because we run press releases, through these news outlets all the time, and they do generate us traffic. Because there are people that actively engage in those things. And what we have to understand, to go to Mogul's point, I kind of don't agree with Mogul's point. The reason why I don't agree with Mogul's point is because just because we don't listen to the radio doesn't mean that people don't listen to the radio. You just got to decide who's going to be in that target market that's listening to the radio, and what radio station would they, would that market actually be listening to, and how you can make your advertisement or your content fit those type of people on that radio station. So I really just think it's really about how the traffic is perceived and how the market is going to respond to your content and the way you're delivering it native to that platform. So if the ad was in a physical newspaper, then no. But if the ad was going to be put up in a specific space or press release type style or newsletter type style to their audience through their newsletters, then absolutely, I'm going to smash that every single time.
Yeah, I can give you that.
Okay.
High level though. The average business, no, they're gonna have to pass on that too.
Okay.
Once they get established in the other marketing strategies, I would recommend going there. But starting out, nah, I'm gonna have to recommend that pass on that.
Well, I would agree with you on that point. If you're talking about direct marketing, like to get a direct sale, then no. But if you're talking about brand recognition,
I agree.
Then absolutely,
that goes back to we talk about credibility and establishing it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What we got next, Mogul?
Billboard advertisement.
Pass. I'm gonna do a pass, dog. We be on our phones driving now.
Let me tell you, this is gonna be it's gonna be kind of because this is why, because you can maybe not look to get direct advertisement or direct leads or sales or conversions from the billboard itself. But again, it's one of those credibility plays. If I get a billboard, even if it was on the digital ones that rotate, which were a little bit cheaper than just the static ones, being able to get some content again with that, pictures or whatever, being able to leverage on social media, absolutely. That's the only thing that I see billboards use for brand awareness, meaning like it's a lot of traffic and you're not trying to get anybody to convert to go to a website. I think that trying to get somebody to go to a website, go call a phone number or something like that. But brand recognition, a slogan or a statement where people are going to see it and frequent it, pass by it a lot, and then I can take that and leverage it on digital platforms. So it's going to be dependent on kind of what it is that I'm advertising and what the price point is of the billboard. So it's going to be up in the air. But I'm still a fan of them when it comes to leveraging them for the credibility to use on digital.
What about you, Mogul?
Personally, I'm not gonna really do a billboard because I know how much they cost. When I was in college, I had to do a class on this, and they said basically, just a small, insignificant billboard would be at minimum 20,000, right? Whereas I would personally try to do social media billboards, which would be, influencer or something of that nature, because they have direct access to the audience that I'm looking for typically. Like you said earlier, most people are going to be on their phone, not really looking. You can't really get no real information up there unless it's like someone that you already heard on the radio. If you're not already listening to the radio, like me, for instance, I don't listen to the radio unless I'm with my mom, and that's XM radio. Like I said, it's a podcast or something of that nature. I'm streaming everything. So if anything, put an ad on Apple where you can see the ad while I'm looking for my next song or something like that. But I'm not going to be looking at the billboard. Next would be business cards. Do you guys think business cards are obsolete?
What's that?
Seriously? You think you wouldn't smash business cards? I guess I'm still old school too, though.
What's a business card? What they do? And I'm passing all the way on a business card.
You passing?
I'm passing, bro. Yeah, I'm passing, bro. It's too much. It's too much technology for me to be trying to give somebody something to stick in their pocket amongst everybody else's that stick in their pocket.
I'll pass.
I was really waiting to hear what if you were gonna smash what was gonna be your reason.
I'll be lying because I don't have business cards.
I ain't seen.
I just always feel weird when people say, like, "Here's my business card. Do you have one?" I'll be like,
Yeah, like I feel like people with business cards are the feds.
What he means to say is, he admires the fact that we still have some old school traditional ways that give us stable federal feelings.
No, man, I really like the because how you think about it, like they be like, "Here's my card.
Here's my card. Call me."
No, I'm passing on the business cards. I'm passing.
I'm passing on business cards as well, mainly because every time I get a business card, it ends up in the washing machine. I'm not taking it out of my pocket. I'm putting it in my back pocket. Like, yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm probably never going to call you. You're better off giving me your Instagram. I personally have a dot, which is a QR code on a card. They scan it. They have to give me their information, their phone number, their email, their name. And then they get my social media. They get my email, my phone number, of course, my name. And then they also get my Cash App if they want to send me some money.
First of all, let's talk about why strangers feel comfortable sending you money. What is going on here, dog?
Yeah, what do you got going on?
Yeah, we're gonna pass on that.
Yeah,
one,
we're gonna pass on all of that.
All right. So the next one would be direct mail.
I'm gonna let Dr. Jake take this. one.
I'm heavy on direct mail in this day and age. I'm heavy on it. Here's why. Because there is so much traffic with online. Like, so when I think about marketing, I always think about pattern interruptions too as well. That's how we grew so fast on social media when we first got on. And with the pattern interruption, it's back in the day, everybody was used to getting direct mail. So they just threw their mail in the trash. However, today's day and age, people look for mail because we don't get mail a lot. So we're looking, and Amazon has taught us to look for mail. So what I would do, I would literally just, especially in the business that we're in, literally direct mail all the businesses in this radius. And you may have to, I would pay for priority mail. and it goes right to their door like an Amazon. They're gonna open it, and the open rate is gonna be 100% if you have it to where they got a sign to get it, or have it as priority that goes to that door. Then when they open it, you actually have handwritten a handwriting font that is like writing it out, talking about whatever your offer is.
Mhm.
But that alone in itself, or if you really want to get specific, you and your team, you send direct message specifically is talking to that person that you're trying to reach, especially if you know what their business is. But I think B2B direct mail is key, or B2C, simply because people aren't our guards aren't up about direct mail anymore, because we're so used to opening the mail. Especially Amazon has made it cool to look for a package every day, so we're all looking for a package, typically, especially the ladies. Sorry fellas, we all feel in the same boat, but looking for a package every day. Versus now online, we're screening our minds to not look at the ads, so the ad got to be a whole lot greater, a whole lot better in order to do it. So I'm smashing.
When it comes to I don't know if I'm a smash or if I'm a pass. I dated a little bit though. And the reason I say that is because it really depends on like the demographic that I'm after. Parents, or if I'm talking about products that are specifically for homes, solar, security, cable, house cleaning, that type of thing. I can see a lot of benefit for direct mail. The thing about direct mail, like you were touching on, you have to know exactly who it is that you are reaching out to, and that message has to be tailored specifically to those people. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting your money. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting your time, and nobody's going to be taking action on it because you're going to be talking to the wrong people in the wrong way. So I'll play with direct mail a little bit, depending on what it is that I'm doing, and I can see a lot of value from direct mail when it comes to B2B marketing, for sure. What you think, Mogul?
I personally think that direct mail can be useful in specific ways. If you are someone that does have an online boutique or something of that nature, where you have to ship out your products, not necessarily sending out direct mail by itself, but sending it inside the packaging in which you send your product in. So like an extra card that says something nice or something like that nature, or like an extra coupon that goes inside of the packaging when you send it, or like a couple days later, if you wanted to do it, send it like a thank you or a coupon like that. That could possibly be something that would work. But in general, if I know I'm not looking for something, or I don't have an Amazon package coming, I personally, in my age, is not looking for mail, because you already know it's probably a bill or something for your mama. But and our last one would be social media marketing.
Smash, super smash bros, all of the Smashingtons, super smash. Yes, absolutely. Social media marketing all the way. And I don't even have no explanation. I think that y'all should all just smash too. What you think, Mogul?
I think social media marketing is actually one of the best ways to get in front of as many people as possible for the cheapest amount of money. Because one, most people that are influencers don't know how much their influence actually is worth. Two, if you do it right and you know how to create the content that will be on that person's page, and actually study that person's page and see what actually goes up, specifically for them, you tailor the content that you're going to give to them to post or have them make for you. If you tailor it to make it specific to their audience base, you can get a huge amount of following, a huge amount of people that want to actually buy your product because this said person is posting it. Like I have a friend right now, he works for Lexus. Well, not works for Lexus, but he has a marketing deal with Lexus where they had literally just sent him a car that there's only like 4 of them in the United States. He actually got pulled over the other day because the cop was like, I tried to look up your car, I couldn't find it because it's not out. But his influence has made a lot of companies a lot of money. So things like that, yeah, I personally say that's one of the best ways to get it at it. Because shoot, we got people that are 70 years old that got Facebooks and they're always on it. Like the people that are on social media the most, and like certain social medias, are the older folk who have the money because they have the time to buy whatever you got. So I think social media marketing is going to be one of the best ways to do it. What about you, Dr. Jacobs?
I'm absolutely smashing social media marketing simply because this has decentralized getting in front of an audience that best fits you. And when I look at social media, if I think about social media, I always think about social media, specifically the influencers, like people that have their own show. And typically what makes a good show, especially for advertising dollars, is the engagement of the show, the consistency of the views, the consistency of the content, and the quality of that. And so I'm very big on what we call platform hijacking or platform partnering, which means that you got social media influencers that have a specific type of show that has a specific type of audience. And if it fits your niche, you can actually participate or partner with them on their platforms, giving you your exposure. For an example, the NFL, in my eyes, when I think social media terms, the NFL is nothing but a very, very large Instagram page or a YouTube page. And when you get like the Super Bowl, like Riri, she say she dropped a new song. You drop the song on a platform that's going to get 118 million people to come to see that video, and then your algorithms or your math begins to adjust to how many people are actually going to purchase that product. That's how I think about social media. It's our way to actually get a fragmented piece of people's attention for a fraction of the cost. 15 seconds on NFL is $5 million. A day on someone with 2 million followers that are perfect for your market could cost you a couple of thousand or sometimes hundreds of bucks if that influencer is kind of getting new to the advertisement game. And so I'm very, very bullish on social media marketing. I'm very bullish on credibility, establishing a brand of credibility for your business and your personnel or your managers or even, the people running the business. And then lastly, I'm very big on putting content on people's shows or pages so that they can get their advisors. No different than getting a commercial in the middle of, a Tuesday night show. If people are going to be on there live, they got the audience that you need. It should be a no-brainer that you're on social media, and they should be able to go to your page to see the credibility or your work to determine if they actually want to do business with you. Smash.
All right. So both of you guys actually passed on billboard advertising. So with that, if someone had a skill set of billboard advertising and they wanted to, still be relevant in business, what would you say they needed to do in order to create a business that actually revenued or, was profitable and successful still using that same skill set?
Iggy.
And did we pass on this?
Yeah,
both y'all passed on it.
He's making us create a business model, a marketing plan off of something we passed on.
Yeah, man. So, but look,
he's a douchebag.
Yeah, he really is. You're one of those 4 little words. So, you said billboard?
Correct.
Yeah. So I would offer the services of digital of being able to create content with the billboard, like photographers have like photo booths. I would have the billboard where they put their marketing on. I would create content for them with photos and videos with the billboard in the background or with their company or people in front of it. Good content, and then I would take that content and get right back to digital, pay advertising, Facebook ads for what one of these ones I smashed
on. I agree with Iggy.
Yeah, man. That's the only way I can see billboards really being effective in creating a business. That I would not recommend anyone start a billboard business.
No, I think billboard is just the ultimate flex market.
It is.
It's like, this is my street, this is my city.
Yeah.
You know, like I've never seen anyone like a billboard while they're driving
For the people.
No, I haven't. But I think it's a big flex. It's like, hey,
It
we're
is.
here.
It is.
And that's the difference between branding and marketing. We'll talk about that on another show, but branding is for tomorrow's clients and marketing is for today. And you have to have a balance of both. And like I tell people all the time, it costs money to run business. So, you know, all this stuff that people tell everybody about, especially when it comes to social media, online, where people are making people believe like, you know, all the money you make for your business, just go live your life. You're going to always need that to work in order to make money. And we're at a point to where we've edged out of that process of having to work to make a dollar anymore, which is a great feeling to have. But I see so many people make that mistake because you don't see that business as an asset that you got to keep investing into so that it can be able to take care of you later, which means you got to have a little bit of branding in your repertoire. Like some of the sales and marketing that you do that you're paying for doesn't pay you today, but it will absolutely cut you a huge check tomorrow. But I think it's important. I'm gonna give you an example. I was watching interview with Lil Durk.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you know, when I was doing shows in the city, you know, promoters were paying me 50,000 a show, like, you know, doing, you know, show runs in the city with smaller promoters. But then when you first get on the tour, they only give you 15,000 a show. He said, so you got to make a decision. You either take the 15 with the bigger platforms and prove that you can sell out tickets, or you take the easy 40 to 50. He said, you know, a year, 2 years later, the promoter may give you 60 next time. He said, but a year, 2 years later on that show run, doing tours, now you're getting 100, 200,000 every time you sit because they know you can sell out a show. He says, so in that space, it's kind of like you giving a lot to get a lot. And you got to make the decision. Should I do this 50 to 60 and be on that trail for the rest of my life? Or should I just take this 15, prove I can, you know, sell out shows and be able to get more money? So that goes right back to branding. So technically he took, if you say 50,000 is what he'll get on the show, and this the tour, worldwide tour, paid 15. So you're talking about $35,000 he technically gave up for branding. So he took that 35,000 difference. Technically, it's not a loss, it's a reinvestment into the future dollar or the more money that
almost like
make.
he paid it himself.
It's almost like he paid it himself, his
I
investing dollars himself.
I get that.
And so when you think about that, he invested $35,000 per show on this world tour to only make 15, but now he bring home 100, 200,000 a show going through those same circuits because he could prove that he can sell out a show, and he built an international brand that people internationally can accept. That's why I tell people all the time, marketing is today dollars, branding is tomorrow dollars. You got to find an even balance to be able to make that work.
Yes.
So yes, billboards, if you're on that latter stage of branding.
So I personally think there's a thing that you can do with the skill set. If you know how to find the places that you would actually sit and stand, like for us, it'd be off of 30, right? On 30, there's always traffic and people gonna sit and stand. There's those 3 back-to-back billboards that usually are owned by the same people. They usually have something really cool. Like one time it was Porsche. The other time it was some type of tequila. I think at one time it was Mo3, right? Those are like in all of Dallas, those are the best 3 billboards to ever have. Now, if you're just on some random street that no one really goes with no actual traffic, well, I'm talking about traffic, like no matter what, like I said, on 30, you're always going to have traffic. I've never been on 30 when there's not traffic. So if you're on a street like that, yeah, billboard there would make sense. Anywhere else it wouldn't. So if someone has that skill set, what I would tell them to do is they probably have some type of graphic design type skill set as well. Learn how to do those graphics and plant them in social media. If they're going to plant them in social media, now they have, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. They have TikTok, Twitter, and all those other places. It's still the same exact thing. Instead of using $20,000 to pay, that billboard, 20 to dang near sometimes like $1 million, depending on how strong that traffic is. Like if you're in LA or if you're in New York, you can now pay each person a little bit under, get maybe 20 big, platforms or influencers. You get 20 of those people, pay them between $500 to $1,000. You spent the same amount of money, but you more than likely got a stronger, more active group of people coming to look at what you had and coming to actually take action because they're already on their phone where they can actually take the time to call or push that button or do something else rather than putting them on a billboard where they still technically can't use their phone. They're not going to remember that number, even though they come by that place every day. They're not going to remember the number, not going to remember the website. They might remember your face and the one thing you said.
Correct.
I agree. Y'all not gonna be able to see Mogul for the rest of the show. Something wrong with the card or something. We starting off season 2. Amazing, ain't we?
Well, the card's full. We've been going for a little over an hour at 4K resolution, so it's a really, really big file. But our next part of the show, what we're gonna do is talk about some of the back end fails, right? What people have failed at, or what business has failed in the market recently. And our first one will be Netflix. We all have at one point loved Netflix, but Netflix is really hurting a lot of people at the present moment. What do y'all feel about that?
I ain't rocking with this this scam Netflix got going on now.
What's going on with Netflix?
So what Netflix has done is they've tried to crack down on like password sharing. Everybody got their auntie, cousin, friend.
We all hijacked cable before.
Everybody. So over the past couple years, they've been slowly increasing the price of the subscription. It started with like $4, $7, $9, $14. Now they up to like $20. And so now for sharing it, they're gonna minimize the amount of devices that one account can be active on. So if you have over let's say it's 3 devices that can be active on one account. So if you have over that, you need a new account. You got 5 TVs in your home, the account minimum is 3. The other 2 TVs you're gonna have to be on another account. Your mama can't use it no more in Florida while you in Dallas. It's not gonna be able to happen no more. Your cousin out in California, they're gonna have to get their own account. It's gonna be based off, you're gonna have a primary location that account's gonna be tied to. Anything outside of that is going to be counted as an additional account, and then you're going to be charged whatever that number. I'm not sure exactly what that number is as far as the minimum, but anything above that, they're going to charge you.
Yeah, that's a back end fail, dog.
Yeah, that's a back end fail.
And the reason why I voted back end fail too, and for y'all don't know, this is called the back end fail segment, where we look at some of the back end decisions that these managers and business owners make of their business, and it's our way of giving a Charlemagne the God donkey of the day in business. Absolutely a back end fail. If we had like some type of noise, it'll be great.
Womp, womp, womp.
But this is just a case of greed and arrogance. Blockbuster did it. Target did it. Kmart did. Not Target. Kmart did it. Toys R Us did it. Not wanting to adapt. And I just think that anybody that's running a business, anytime greed gets involved where you're trying to get every single dollar, that's when you're going to start losing people, because customers also want to have some form of I got over on you. It's just a fact, bro.
Yeah.
Customers are scammers too. They want to get more than they pay for, which is fine, because guess what? At me as a customer, sometimes if I pay $20,000, $30,000, if I paid $20,000, $30,000 for something, I'm gonna want like extraordinary customer service.
Yeah. I think a route that they could have looked at or taken or possibly been a little bit better for them is maybe you have your regular accounts, and then you have like a shared account where you paying a little bit more, but it just purpose is for you to have the ability to share it out versus just putting a smack crack limit on it and making me pay. It could be tiered out to where they, if I know that I want to have it on 10 devices where I'm paying that amount versus just give me a dead hard stop and then make me pay for a new account. So that's
I think Netflix is struggling with not their current product offering. They don't have an upsell.
They don't.
There's no there. Every business you need a concurrent payment. What's the upsell?
So they have Netflix like Plus, where it makes it supposedly more clear, more HD.
That ain't no upsell. Don't nobody care about no more clear, more upsell.
It's supposed to be like Stan.
This episode 1
stock
right now, and if those that are watching it live, you can see that our resolution is trash today.
Yeah.
But people are still watching it, still watching the show. When we reload it up on YouTube, it's gonna be clear. But right now, as you're watching this live show, this first episode of season 1 is trash. It's blurry, but people are watching and paying attention. So I don't really think resolution matters that much unless you're talking about people who are really like spec heads, where they just absolutely love all the specs, and those people aren't that cool to hang out with in the first place.
We come,
if you ask me.
I'm familiar with like the bootleg CD movies.
Facts, I'm used to somebody watching a movie and somebody walking. Seeing a black shadow walk across the thing, and be like, "Dang, okay, shoot, I guess that's
ain't even on that.
It's not even all that." But I think it just case agreed. They don't have a natural upsell. Every business needs 2 functions. You need a recurring function, which is a money that you can pretty much count on that's going to come every month, and you need some type of transactional function too. And I think that Netflix has dropped the ball on that transactional product or service. And if they can figure that out, they can go back to the regular Netflix subscription way and then be able to upgrade people. I think that for Netflix, for those big movies, I think they should have dropped those the same way every other platform drops it, where you got to pay to watch that big movie, whether it's a rent it or you owning it. $14, $6, $8. We're doing it on Amazon. We're doing on all these other platforms. That's where Netflix is dropping the ball. So they're spending all this money to make their own Netflix movies. But there's no extra currency or transactions being made on top of what I'm already paying $14, $8, $8, $9, $10. I think that executive management, if they would have fixed that issue when everybody was watching these shows on there, if they had exclusive content, like when Kevin Hart dropped his content, when The Rock dropped their content, that you pay $14, $8, $3, $7, they would have seen that difference maker in that. And that's where you'll see those increase in those sales because you can't transfer that movie after you purchase it. Like if you're talking about making it per TV, you can have it to where this movie can only be seen on the TV that you made the purchase of the transaction. There are more ethical ways that they could have added upsells that were more applicable to their marketplace. But I think that the people know when people are being greedy, and that's when they want to get out. So that's why they failed. And I think that if they were to fix that issue, we'll see a big bull run in Netflix, and they'll catch their second win. But if they don't catch their second win by the third quarter, we're going to see a deep dive in the business.
I think that it's going to be hard for them to catch their second win. It's because there's so many other streaming platforms out there.
I like Amazon more now.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Amazon, bro. They gave me all my channels,
everything
you can stream on.
You can add other subscriptions,
to the same Amazon.
So I'm gonna see it. I don't.
Guess what? Amazon got upsells.
Yes, I don't see. Yeah. I don't think that they got a really like a strong shot.
Yeah,
based on the actions that they're taking now to be able to rebuild.
I think because remember I told you I don't believe in wins and losses in doing real business. Netflix would have won if they became the distributor of all streaming.
Yeah.
For all of their competitors, if they made their competitors allies, it would have been a much better, easy transition for everybody.
They on the route that they on, man, they might become the Blockbuster of the streaming service.
Yeah, they gonna become Blockbuster for sure. And here's the deal. It's crazy because they got mad at Blockbuster because Blockbuster did them in a crazy way because Blockbuster didn't want to get out their ways. And it's funny how Netflix did the same thing. And that's
Yeah.
why I like to tell people, watch your heart when you start stuff.
Yeah.
Watch your heart.
Yeah.
Because when you're starting a new endeavor off anger or off, being upset or trying to get back or to prove to somebody, that's that spirit seed that you're putting into the ground for that business. And the very thing that you hated or that you despise somebody trying to prove them wrong is the very thing that's going to end up being the demise of your business. And we see it time and time again, even with relationships. People do that with relationships. Oh, I'm gonna get with this person just to prove to you that I'm better than you, better off. And it ends up happening that when you did that out of anger or out of whatever that energy was, that relationship becomes a worse position.
Hey man, don't
sometimes a position. Then
don't go down that rabbit hole now. Sheesh. I said, don't go down that rabbit hole.
I'm just saying, bro. Business is relational.
It is.
And it all comes together, which is why I really don't understand why people be like, when it comes to business, like you got to separate business from personal. No, this is in harmony of everything. How you do one thing is not how you do everything. However, how you do your business is typically how you do your personal life. And so how I build these relationships, that envy that you may or may not have in your heart, that quiet hate or that quiet disdain, that's going to spill out into your business. And your business will always produce what's in your heart, not what comes out your mouth. That's a bar.
I think we can end that segment right there, Mogul. That was a mic drop. Good one. What we got next, Mogul?
So next we're gonna do something different, kind of like what we used to do on Instagram. I'm gonna ask you guys each one question. You guys have 60 seconds to answer it with your best business idea. Okay. So which one do you want to go first, Iggy or Dr. Jacobs?
We're gonna let Dr. J go first.
All right. So what you got for me?
All right. So, Jake, you have a brick and mortar business looking to transition online, only have $5,000 for marketing. What would you do?
Make me sick, dog. All right, so I'm only doing one. I'm not doing a bunch of them. All right, so let me get this right.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
I have a brick and mortar business looking to transition online, only $5,000 for marketing. What should they do? The first thing that they should do, I believe that they should spend $1,000, $1,000 to $1,500 of this $5,000 actually paying an influencer or somebody that knows that game, social media, for guiding a guideline of how to actually get influencer marketing. Versus trying to do it on their own, you hire somebody that does that. They'll give you an hour, 2-3 hours of their time for $1,500. Give you the game of how to analyze who to invest in. Then I'll use the other $3,500. I'll break it up through all those platforms to get traffic to my page and to make sure my page or my content, wherever I'm drawing them, I'm collecting information, whether it's a pixel through Facebook advertisement or a blog where you're capturing that information of content, and then you're able to start your own marketing campaign from that $5,000. You got advice from an expert or somebody that's in the field, that so that you don't waste your money. They're typically probably going to give you some incentives or people to go look at. You invest that money, and then boom, you use $5,000. You can turn 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread into a nation.
That was
How'd I do? How'd I do?
That was really, really good.
I gotta go too.
Yes, sir. So, Iggy, you
happening?
are a new ads manager, and a client has only $200 a week for marketing. They sell skincare and are 2 years old. What would you do as a newbie?
All right. So it's a established business, but the ads manager is new, and the client has $200 a week. So we'll say on average $800 a month.
Correct.
New ads manager with that type of budget, because I typically recommend clients to have a minimum of $1,000 to start off advertising in the first month. So that's a couple hundred under. But for a new ads manager, that should be right on point. But I'll be focusing on creating a funnel using the backend technology, backend.io technology, to create a funnel to be able to generate leads for this client. And then once those leads are generated, I'll be focusing on creating email marketing campaigns to follow up with them automatically. So I'm driving the traffic with that $200, generating leads, and then I'm letting the back end of the email marketing campaigns actually do the follow-up marketing and the selling for them, whether that's pushing them to blog posts, testimonials, discount codes, live streams where show the client may be showcasing the product off, but I'll be focusing on driving traffic to generate leads so that you can build up a lead base that you can market to. That client can be able to market to for days, weeks, months, even years to come, even starting off with a small budget like $200, because you're going to be competing against people with bigger budgets, and they're going to with bigger budgets and more data. They're going to be able to drive directly to sales versus building leads. So that type of budget, new ads manager, focus on driving traffic for leads.
Did he make the minute?
Since you were talking, we went over a couple seconds, but
You following up with another question?
Yes, I am actually. Since you were talking about you mentioned backend.io, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you kind of tell us what that is, and how we are going to be able to get information on that?
Yes. So backend.io is our cloud-based automation technology for our helps businesses generate leads, be better marketing, manage their business, a CRM, email marketing, website builder, e-commerce, literally everything you need to position your business online to be able to make sales, to generate leads, drive traffic, create blog content, everything you need online to be able to succeed. It gives you all that, not to mention getting access to that. You get access to the PBS Dollar Club. Literally go to pbsdollarclub.com, pay $1. Once you get inside of the community, you'll be able to access the back-end technology and be able to go through the training and start implementing this for your business, literally any business. Doesn't matter what business, brick and mortar, e-commerce business, coaching business, digital product, copywriting, whatever your business is. Back-end technology is a technology that we highly recommend, that we use all of our businesses on the back-end technology, and it's what we're teaching all of our students to leverage to build and grow their businesses.
So we have two functions. You go to backend.io, backnd.io, and go straight to the pricing and sign up, or you can go through PBS Dollar Club, get access to it for a discount, plus be able to start learning business, banking, and finance over 230 plus hours of training online. All I gotta say is, y'all, we got an amazing year ahead of us. I'm excited about this new show format. If y'all are excited about this new show's format, let me see some ones in the chat. If this was pretty entertaining, it was a nice change of flow, let me see some ones in the chat. Let us know what they are. And then if you want to give us some ideas on hot topics to talk about or businesses that y'all want us to look at in the pbsdollarclub.com and our membership, you all can reach out to Amir Curry on PBS Dollar Club. I'm sure we'll also create a discussion topic posting where you can let us know what's going on there. Listen, this is Dr. Jake Tayler Jacobs, Iggy, and Mogul. We absolutely love you. And let me tell you one thing, there's nothing you can do about it. Peace.
Hey, y'all, go ahead and like, subscribe, dig that. We love you.
Yeah.
Let's buy some land and build a family, that's a grown-up flex. And see a black man winning and get so upset. This is generational, inspirational, integrative though. On the rise vertically, working like I ain't made it though. This is for my people, locker room speeches. Listen while I'm teaching, nails trying like Ikeas. Stole it like I'm Jesus and brought it back like a re-up. Had to demonstrate the blessing for people who couldn't see it. Now we building assets before we splurge our cash. We was talking about the dream, dog, we heard y'all laugh. Now they talking about the team and I heard y'all last. I could never take the credit, I prefer all cash. Look, laughing at the crib cause I done turned into a bank. Probably turned into a mogul before I turned into a saint. Was just a man on his grind and I turned it into great. Turn my struggle into hustle and you know I'm getting paid. Let's go.